Recording.
Right. Hi team. We've got just less than 5 weeks until we go to Everest Base Camp. Very exciting. You excited, Sis?
Yep, super excited.
We have had a few questions from some of you just in relation to gear. Because obviously with just 5 weeks ago you want to make sure that you've got all your gear. So what we thought we'd do is run through the gear that we've got.
Yep.
Piece by piece. It might take a couple of minutes, so skip ahead if you don't, if you know what you're doing. But I might just start with this. We sent around this document ages ago. You'll have that in your inbox.
Go dig it out.
Yeah, dig it out, because what that is, that's the Himalayan Ascent gear list, and then HC and I have just written some comments on you know, yes, absolutely take this, or you know what, they've said to bring it, but don't worry about it so much. So. Cool, let's go through and we'll show you all the gear. Starting with sort of your basic, maybe the first few days where it might be warm. You might just want a pair of cargo pants. So just comfy pants. If it's warm enough, some shorts, but I doubt it will be. So just some standard cargo pants. I've also got, you don't need these, they're pretty much just a different version of cargo pants. They're just really durable, but these are just kind of, they're non-thermal, they're just kind of windproof pants. This is a thermal t-shirt. Just bring some normal t-shirts as well, but this has thermal properties in it too. So when the sun's out, that's good. And then what you also might want is, this is a long sleeve lightweight, like it's super cool, so you don't heat up in it, but it's just good so that you're not in the sun all day, so saves applying sunscreen all the time.
And you don't get sunburnt.
Yeah, because at high altitude you get burnt much easier. So get a long sleeve lightweight shirt like this, and then you may not need these for the first couple of days, but you might. A buff, which if it's really dusty or cold, you do this, so that you don't get dust and cold in your throat, because that's how you get sick really quickly, which could actually lead to altitude sickness as well, because you're not getting proper oxygen further up. And then you can be really cool and trendy and wear it as a headband if you're so inclined.
And it also helps with sun protection or wind protection against your face.
Yes.
During the hot and windy days.
So yeah, it's called a buff. You can get it at outdoor shops for like 30 or 40 bucks, I think.
Like Paddy Palin was really good. They had a massive range. Yeah.
Yeah. So then you want your thermal layer, and you might wear these under the layers as it starts to get cooler. Literally, it's just merino thermals. You can get it from any outdoor shop. I won't put them on because it's too hot to do that. And then, so those were the pant thermals. This is my long sleeve thermal, so merino wool. So yeah, at least one pair of thermals, top and bottom. Then you go to your middle layer, which is your fleece layer. So these are fleece pants. You can see they're kind of just like tracksuit pants.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't want to spend the money, or if you don't have anyone on Facebook that can lend you fleece pants, you can maybe get away with just tracksuit pants, because it's got fleece on the inside.
Because you can buy fleecy track pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be fine. And then a fleece top. So same furry.
Yeah, same furry, yeah.
Yeah. Just for, it's like a fleece jumper. So then you may have your thermals and your fleece if it's really cold. You then also want your rain gear slash wind shells. So these are my shell pants. You can kind of see that it's that sort of super waterproof material. You will want a pair of these. It protects from the wind as well as any rain as well. And the same for the top. So a durable waterproof top.
With a hoodie.
Yeah, with a hoodie. Go over your beanie. So yeah, that's your outer shell. Now, this is the down jacket which Himalayan Ascent will provide you with. HC and I already have our own from our last trek, but it's those jackets that make you look like a big cloud.
Or the Michelin Man.
Michelin Man. So you'll want one of these definitely. Well, you'll be getting one of these definitely through Himalayan Ascent. So it's probably your warmest for the top. And then you want your rain gear to be big enough to go over the top of it, because you want to be able to keep it waterproof. So yeah, just make sure that when you're buying your rain gear, that it's big enough to go over a big puff.
So you might just want to consider going a size up.
Yeah, size up maybe. So that's it for clothes. Obviously bring, you know, undies and just sort of normal t-shirts for when we're at the tea houses and stuff, just to put under some of that gear.
Anything, maybe bring just normal hoodies and stuff you just want to hang out at camp in.
Yeah,
because you don't want to wear what you're hiking in at camp.
Definitely, yeah.
Well, you can, but it'll be incredibly uncomfortable.
Beanie. Gloves. I've got mittens from our last mountain, which has an inside thermal bit. But these are mittens that I'll use probably, I only expect maybe the last few days. I don't know how cold it's going to be in the first few. But mittens. And then I've just got a pair of normal fleece gloves for around camp. So,
or the first few days.
Or the first few days. So those are gloves. For socks, you want some liner socks for your boots. So these are the thin socks. And some thermal thick socks. Often you wear them together. So liner with a thermal over the top. Or if it's quite warm, excuse that burp, just liner socks. If it's not hot enough for a beanie, a sun hat, so that you don't get too burnt. What else do you need? I've got this as well, which is a rain cover, which goes over your bag. So if it rains when you trek, your bag doesn't get soaked. But we'll talk about bags in a moment. Just some accessory things. 2 Nalgene bottles. They're the really hard plastic bottles. Yep. Apparently you can run over them in a car.
And this is the brand Nalgene?
Yeah, Nalgene. Yep. So 2 Nalgenes. I also take one of these, which is like a thermos. Just if you want to put hot chocolate in it or something and take it with you as well. You will also want either a headlamp for going to the dunny at night. I don't think we'll be trekking during the night, but just at camp if you need to get up and look for things such as Marvin. And if you don't have one of these, a torch. Sunnies. Ditch the fashion sunnies. HC had a good idea, or got told a good idea. Go get a good quality Cancer Council sunnies, but you can get a cheap version, so you'll look like crap, but who cares? You want to protect your eyes. Because that's another thing, at high altitude, your eyes are more exposed to UV. Yeah.
And I think, especially if there's going to be snow, which people keep on telling me that there is, there'll be a lot more glare and you'll want to be a lot more careful with your eyes. Yeah.
Definitely. This is a sleeping bag liner. I got mine from Kathmandu. It's literally just one of those, I won't pull it all the way out, but it's just a really thin silk liner. Yep. And you want one of these because you'll get a sleeping bag with Himalayan Ascent and you don't want to sleep in someone else's sweaty grot. So you want this. It also keeps you warm as well. So you definitely want one of those. Essential, playing cards, lots of fun. And also learn a game that you can teach us all, so that we have lots of games. I'm going to take a pocket knife. Probably everyone doesn't need one, and to be honest, I don't know that we will need one, but it's just always good to have. Again, this is optional, but I bought myself a solar power panel, which I will chuck on my backpack during the day, and it will just allow me to charge devices such as my camera and my phone at night. Otherwise, just get one of those power banks if you want to charge any electronic devices.
We just don't know what access to power plugs we'll have.
Yeah, so. Exactly. Yeah. Now, this is a really cool trick that we learned. Bring a pillow slip. Not that you'll have a pillow with you, but your trusty down jacket that you will get from Himalayan Ascent. You can shove it into a pillowcase. And you've got a makeshift pillow. Amazing. Boots. If you haven't bought anything yet, or if you don't have your boots yet, get them this week because you want to make sure that you're wearing them in, otherwise you'll end up with blisters. So a nice pair of hiking boots. And then just some casual sneakers just for around camp because you don't want to chuck your boots on just to sort of walk around camp. In terms of a pack, remember that most of your stuff will go with the porters or in a yak from camp to camp. You won't need to carry it, so you just need a day pack. This is probably the smallest that you will want. This is 20 litres, I think it is. You want 20 to 40 litres. I'll probably take this because I've got some ropes that, if necessary, I can strap some stuff to the outside of it. But in your pack each day, you'll want your shell, so your shell pants, your shell jacket in case it starts raining or snowing. You might want your thermals if you're not already wearing them. Snacks, your Nalgene bottles will go in the side or inside as well. Your camera, your gloves, and that's probably about it. So you actually don't need too much during the day, but just a nice solid pack. Make sure it's comfy, and if possible one of those ones that breathes so you don't get too hot and sweaty. Now, important toiletry information. These are always just nice to have, foot and hand warmers. If your toes and fingers are super sensitive like mine are, they just help warm them up. I don't know if we'll need these, but trust me, bring them just in case. I had the slops for 13 days on the last mountain, and it came in handy that HC and I had our own dunning paper.
And plus, it'll be better quality than what they give you.
Yes, trusty 3-ply quilting, very nice. Blister, those Compeed things, really good. So if you start feeling one coming on, just chuck it on before it gets too bad. Hand sanitizer, a big must. Especially for you, Ben. I know that you had a crack at me in Africa for this, but I brought like pretty much a litre of this. Bring heaps of these. It's just really good to, during the day, wash your hands before you eat snacks and stuff. Lip balm, like the sunscreen version. SPF.
Yep.
That's
Cancer
50
Council,
plus.
Yep.
Like I said, you'll get burnt much easier at high altitude. Aquatabs. These are those little water purification things that you put in your water just to sanitize it. The Aquatabs actually don't taste too bad, but what HC and I do is we chuck an Aquatab in the water, let it settle. I think you've got to wait half an hour, and then we chuck Hydrolyte in the water. So this is another must. It helps hydrate you faster than just drinking normal water. So a combination of Aquatabs plus plenty of tubes of Hydrolyte. I think I usually take 3 or 4 tubes.
Same.
Because that's good for you, and obviously helps with altitude.
Acclimatization.
Acclimatization as well. I probably won't need these. You will. What are they called again? Earplugs. I snore really bad, so anyone that's sleeping near me will need these. Diamox. These are the little tablets. Now this is a personal choice, but these are preventative tablets for altitude sickness. The prescription that we get, you just take half in the morning and half at night. Speak to your doctor, it's personal choice. HC and I have taken them on our last 2 mountains, and you know, we've been pretty good with altitude sickness. Also a big must, bring at least 1 packet, because I might want to dip into your stash after I've gone through mine like I did last time. You just never know. It's really miserable when you get the slops, and these just keep you somewhat steady. Deep heat or goanna heat, just in case you get aching muscles, which I'm sure we will all have. This is your shower. Wet wipe showers, baby wipe showers. We had many of those, so you want a couple of packets of those. And you probably don't want a bottle this big, but just a small bottle of sunscreen, just to put over your face and stuff for hiking during the day.
And just in terms of shower and wet ones, maybe also just bring some mini shampoos and conditioners and stuff, because there might be a few options to shower.
Yeah, I think you can pay, I don't know how much, but you can pay for shower options, which is probably just some porter heating up some water and pouring it over you. But yeah, if you want to accessorize during your showers, bring some stuff. Now, you don't need to bring these because Himalayan Ascent will give us one, but this is just a duffel bag. So when we first get there, we will all get a duffel bag, and pretty much what you'll do is you'll chuck the stuff that you don't need during the day that will go from camp to camp, and the porters will take this for you. So you won't see it during the day when you're on the hike, but you'll get your gear at the next camp. They will also provide you with a sleeping mat to sleep on, as well as the actual sleeping bag. So that's pretty much it. Other than that, just obviously your stuff to wear in Kathmandu and your passport and all of that. We don't need to go through that, but this is mainly the trekking gear. Refer to that document that we flicked around, and if you've got any questions, just let us know. And don't forget to put on Facebook rather than buying it, because it can be quite expensive unless you're going to do heaps of treks in the future. But just see if anyone's got some to borrow. Makes it heaps easier. So anyway, 5 weeks to go. Woo!